Hey there folks, welcome to Foster Recap. Spoiler alert, watch out, don't worry, we won't spoil the ending of Game of Thrones for you. If you like our content, please consider subscribing. The movie begins with two brothers, Danny and Walter, playing with their divorced dad. Walter is older than Danny and has an upper hand in sports games, but Danny excellent at board games and playing the piano. Walter is constantly bullied by his brother for being weak in sports, which makes Danny angry. He goes into hiding in a small pulley elevator that goes down to the basement. Their dad comes looking for him and tries to motivate him, but Danny is not in the mood to take it. Just then, their father receives a call from the office, informing him that he has to go for a meeting with a very important presentation. Unfortunately, the important presentation is ruined by Danny and Walter. That's why think before planning children. So he has to go to the office to prepare another one. We are then introduced to their sexy teenage sister, Lisa, who is quite lazy and has a date in the evening. Their father puts her in charge, and after some hesitation, she agrees on the condition of getting an extra 10 minutes of sleep. Once their dad leaves the house, Lisa plugs in her earphones and goes to sleep to avoid her brother's noise. However, Danny and Walter start fighting, and in frustration, Walter locks Danny in the basement using the elevator. In the basement, Danny discovers a magical board game called Zathura. He brings it up and asks Walter to join, but Walter is too busy watching television. Danny starts playing the game alone and pulls out a card warning of a meteor shower. Sooner the living room is damaged by the countless meteors. Both brothers take cover, and the meteors destroy their living room. They suddenly notice that it has become dark, and when they open the door, they find themselves in outer space next to Saturn. They are visually stunned by the sight, but somehow able to breathe in space. They quickly go to their sister to inform her about the situation. Lisa wakes up, sees the view outside, and thinks it's night, making her believe she's late for her date. Her brothers stop her and explain the situation by showing the board game. The card warns that she will be frozen in a chamber for 5 hours. Lisa is skeptical but decides to not believe them. She goes to the bathroom, where she becomes frozen like a statue. Walter panics and tries to melt her down with flames, but Danny stops him. Realizing that they must finish the game to reset everything, Walter and Danny proceed to play. This time, it's Walter's turn, and the card says he will be attacked by a robot. At first, a small toy robot appears, which they don't take seriously. However, it suddenly expands into a big deadly robot and starts attacking Walter. Walter tries to retreat, and Danny pulls his turn. The card shows that they will be floating near the sun, and the gravitational pull will be very strong. The house passes near the sun, and everything starts getting attracted to the sun side. The robot manages to free itself and attacks Walter again, but gets thrown into the basement, where it partially shuts down. Lisa's frozen body also comes out of the room, and they put her back in the bathroom. Deciding to take a break from the game, Danny says he doesn't want to play anymore. Walter and Danny start cooking meth. Sorry, it just me. As Danny feels hungry, Walter confronts him and explains that playing the game is their only way out. When it's Danny's turn, the card reveals they are attacked by Zorgons, a race of aliens. The Zorgons bomb the house, and the boys hide near the fireplace. Walter plays his turn and gets a reprogrammed card, but he doesn't understand what to do. Suddenly, an astronaut appears due to one of Danny's turns. The astronaut helps them get rid of the aliens, who systematically eliminate the house's heat sources since the Zorgons are attracted to heat and human meat. The astronaut lures the Zorgons' ship away by setting their father's couch on fire and ejecting it from the house. He provides them with information about the Zorgons, describing them as reptile aliens attracted to heat. Walter demands that the astronaut leave because he is eating all their food, but the astronaut says he will only listen to Danny's commands. Danny chooses to let him stay. As they try to start the game, Danny is one step ahead, leading to an argument with Walter. Walter accuses Danny of cheating by moving his piece prematurely. When Walter tries to move the piece back and take his next turn, the game reacts as if he were cheating and ejects him from the house. Fortunately, the astronaut rescues him. Danny apologizes to Walter, but Walter remains unforgiving. On Walter's next turn, he receives a golden card that allows him to make a wish, resulting in another heated argument between the boys. The astronaut warns Walter not to make a wish out of anger. Fearing the worst, he searches Danny's room for him, thinking Walter might wish for Danny's disappearance. However, the astronaut is relieved to discover that Walter merely wished for an autographed football. Astronaut explains his origins, saying that he and his brother had played the game before. He received the wish card, but after an escalating fight, he wished his brother was never born. This resulted in him being stranded, as he was unable to finish the game without the second player. Upon hearing this, Danny and Walter finally put their differences aside. Lisa awakens from her stasis and, still oblivious to the situation, turns up the heater. Then Lisa gets ready and went down only to find out they are floating in the space. She visually stunned and panicked. Then the astronaut calmed her down. The Zorgons return and anchor their ships to the house. Lisa finally discovers the predicament, and the quartet hides, only to realize that they left the game behind. They plan to retrieve the game, but only Danny can make it to the basement using a pulley elevator. There, he finds the game aboard one of the Zorgon ships, encountering a four-eyed goat and a Zorgon alien. Danny quickly releases the goat as a distraction for the alien and successfully retrieves the game. As he tries to make his way back, he is seen by the Zorgon. Walter comes to his aid, and they find their way blocked by the Zorgon. Just then, the robot from the basement reappears and starts attacking Walter. They use the reprogrammed card that Walter had drawn earlier to fix the robot, which then turns on the Zorgons, causing them to retreat. After that, Walter receives another wish card and decides to use it to bring the astronaut's brother back into existence. The astronaut reveals that he is actually an older version of Walter from an alternate timeline and commends his past self for making a better choice than he did. The astronaut and the alternate Danny merge with their counterparts as the timeline changes. Then, the Zorgons return to the house with a massive fleet, determined to destroy it. When Danny makes the winning move in the game, they discover that Zathura is a black hole that proceeds to consume the Zorgons' fleet and the house. The siblings find themselves back in the house as it was before they started the game, just as their father returns home. They try to explain what happened, but their father simply ignores them. Finally, with a newfound sibling bond, they promise each other and Lisa not to tell anyone about the game and their adventure. The moral of the story is that if you fight with your siblings, you'll end up in timeout. The end. Thank you for watching our content. Over 99% seeing our videos without subscribing. It means small to you, but it is very encouraging for us. Please subscribe if you like our video. Please like, share and comment to support our efforts. Come on man, subscribe.